a reflection of. They're only trying to become us. That's facts.
Yeah.
There is no other science in existence but us. They can't do it their way. What they can do and what they have done is do it our way and then pretend it's their way and get us to argue about our way at this point. This is not something, a matter of, in which I'm going to show today, as a matter of good and evil. It's a matter of those who know and those who don't know. So if you're still in the realm of that's white, that's evil, that's not for us, that's not this, all you just revealed is how much you really don't know. Because I'm going to show you all the bullshit that you think you want to be is enwrapped in this symbol, which is all it is, a symbol. If you are still under the impression of good and evil, then I'm going to show you have a problem. First thing we're going to do is start here. This is a book called Arts and Symbols of the Occult, Images of Power and Wisdom by James Wasserman. Art and Symbol of the Occult, Images and Power of Wisdom by James Wasserman. I'm sure this is old and it looks different now.
That's what we're trying to get to, is power and wisdom. So
exactly. So they're trying to show you in these things, in these images, how, quite simply, the power and wisdom hides in your ability to decode the image. If you intellectually or egotistically look at the image and try to interpret it that way, you're going to fail, or it's not going to make any sense, or you're going to have to rely on your idea of history to figure it out. But if you're an occultist, you're looking beyond the human aspect, the intellect, the reasoning, the ego, and you're trying to talk directly to the subconscious mind and what the symbol is saying to that, which is a different language. So all the images are wrapped in a human interpretation and then a spiritual or an occult interpretation. The occultist is looking for the occult interpretation. You're looking to go one step further than what you already perceive as the obvious. So before we even get to Baphomet, on the very same page, let's even deal with this issue that you may not see often. And here's an an image of Horus and Set together as one entity. When we classically know in the mythology that they're enemies, different polarities. So even if you get past that there was a fucking jackal and a hawk actually fighting, which of course would never happen, when you understand you're dealing with the mythology, you're trying to deal with symbols and how they interplay with each other. And they're talking about the classic negative and positive polarity. And then it even gets deeper in that. I could do a whole lecture on some of the ideas in that picture that tells 1,000 words, the 1,000 words that it tells. You're supposed to be looking for those 1,000 words, not just what sits before you, not just what sits before you. You're looking for 1,000 words in these things. And those words are your story if you look. The words that on the outside, the bullshit rigmarole in the gossip, is what is given to the fucking inept, given to the exoteric mind. The esoteric mind looks beyond the veil. This represents a veil, and I'm going to show you that. And what's behind it is what is the valued symbol for because that symbol lines you up with the energy of that particular object is trying to display. So this Horus Set image, this is called the dual god, which is found very rarely. Let's see what it says. Tracing the papyrus of the gods of Egypt of the Egyptians by E. Wallace Budge, 1904. So this is by Wallace Budge, the jackal-headed deity, one of the oldest gods of the Egyptian pantheon, is also considered the devil. He was the slayer of Osiris and at times the deadly enemy of Horus. Horus is the hawk-headed lord, face of heaven, whose eyes were the sun and the moon, Horus the lord of the north, and the sky by day, Set, the Lord of the South, in the sky by night. They personify God, good and evil, life and death, and other forms of duality. They are depicted in a very old, unusual figure as complementary unity. So why are they a complementary unity here? Because they're trying to tell us something about your lower chakras, the south, and your upper chakras, the north, and how to unify them in negative and positive polarity. It's talking about androgyny.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, in the Bible, this is where you get Satan, ye get behind me. Let's get him. It's hard to figure this shit out.
Get your lower chakras behind you.
Well, you sit above your lower chakras. That's why Horus is the face of the north.
Right.
And he rules the south.
But that's still
So the jackal-headed deity is negative polarity versus positive polarity, and this is an androgynous figure. So
Right.
Satan, ye get behind me, because your negative kundalini energy is behind you, while up your front is your positive energy, which they'll tell you, it goes in a circle like this. It tells you when you connect your tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, you connect this energy. So there are levels to this. We have gotten into dogma so much, so hard, when we have our first level understanding of, let's say, an image, an idea, or a concept, we tend to religify it, and nothing could break it. We tend to religify it, and we can't do the adaptation of it. And that's our problem. That's one of our problems.
And that's what